Howdy, howdy, howdy. How's everyone doing? I'm back live again up in Vancouver National Forest at the top of a mountain or midway up a mountain. And this is my new impromptu, very cheaply made podcast for my phone. And it's going to be just me talking about things that I find interesting, and I'll answer questions about anything except how my cheerings are. And today I've mostly done a lot of nothing, but I haven't even hiked. I went to the car once, but that's about it. And I've got a squirrel kicking down bark on me again. They just love. Let me see if I can catch him on there. Look at him. He's throwing it on me. He's pulling the bark off and throwing it on me. Little turd. I don't know why he does that. He just picks it off and he throws it on. Ooh, he's getting close. Come here, little fella. I don't know if y'all have ever seen squirrels up close, but cartoons portray them to be like cute, and they're not up close. I mean, they're cute from a distance, but they're not cute when they get up close. They're ugly. They're mean looking. But this one or one of them, I don't know which one. There's a bunch of them. I'm in my hammock right here, and he's gotten as close as right by that strap with my feet right here. Why do you do that? Just start naming them. Anyway, I didn't mean to get distracted on the silly squirrels. What I've decided to start doing, see, here's a piece of bark he just threw on me. What I've decided to start doing, I was going to take my channel over to Twitter, but I don't know, I may later eventually, but I'm not going to do it right now. But I do watch a lot of Twitter because my primary social media that I'm on most of the time is Facebook, and it's just mostly me shit talking, telling dirty jokes and things that I find funny. But I do notice there's a big difference in the amount of information you find on Facebook and Instagram versus the amount of information you find on Twitter or X. I'll probably always call it Twitter. It feels weird calling it X to me, but um, one thing I think I'm going to start doing is I'm going to get on here since I'm not doing a whole lot else. I am reading a lot. A lot. I mean, I've always read a lot and tried to keep up with current events, but it's an election season, and I don't want to get too into politics. But there's some things that are just, oh my goodness, so juicy you can find on Twitter that I don't know why it's not on. I don't see it anywhere else, but that sun is like right in my eyes, so I got to keep this low. I found out today's little tidbit from Twitter is a juicy bit of information about one of the front runners in the current presidential thing that's happening. I don't think you can say the E word now, or maybe that's just TikTok. But one of the front runners, not the current president and not Orange Man, but the other one, RFK Jr. And for those, I know there's some people in here my age and older, and I know there's a lot of people that are younger than me. So I'll just give a brief history. Just hear me out. RFK Jr., Robert Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr., is the son of Robert Kennedy Jr., who was the brother of the sitting president in the early 60s, JFK, which you'd have to live under a rock to not know who JFK is. So JFK was his uncle, and he was assassinated in a very controversial assassination back in 63, I believe. And 5 years later, his brother, RFK, Robert, was assassinated in California. He had just won the nomination for the Democrat for, for president. Well, they've got a son. They had a son. He had a son named Robert Kennedy Jr., also known as RFK, who is he's like the third most popular prominent presidential guy in the running right now. behind Trump and Biden. Well, I was doing some digging a little, and there's a guy I follow, and he's kind of controversial himself. A guy I follow, he's about my age, probably a little bit younger. I'm 47. Owen's probably, I guess, 40, 42. His name's Owen Benjamin. And just so you know, well, first, before I get started there, today's product I selected today's for my channel was the sundress. I just like sundresses on ladies, so that's there. Second thing is any information I give here, I'm not in. If I'm wrong on something, which I very well could be, I've been wrong lots of times. I will never intentionally give misinformation. Before that was even a buzzword, I've just that's just always been my nature. I've never been a gossiper. I don't like gossipers because the way I look at gossiping is if you're gossiping about somebody else to me, you're probably going to gossip about me to other people, which is basically misinformation and talking shit about people that you shouldn't be doing. So anyway, if I ever give something out, just you can correct me or whatever. I don't mean to. I'm not doing it on purpose. This is just a tidbit I found out from this source. Happened to have been Owen Benjamin, and he's a somewhat of a controversial comedian, but and I used to believe some of the BS that was told about him because, like everybody else, I just tend to believe things who people who I think are credible. Come to find out, he's a funny guy. He's controversial. There's no doubt about it. But he's a funny guy. But he gave some information out about RFK today, and I was like, okay, is this his comedy act? Is he just making shit up to make fun? But then again, what makes comedy funny is the fact that there's always a bit of truth to it. So he was giving this information out about RFK. I was like, he's got to be joking. Well, I looked it up, and sure as shit, the reports that I found, it's real. RFK Jr. apparently back in 2001 kept a journal, and in this journal was about 398 pages, 400 pages long. That dude is just tossing stuff on, just all over me. Just little chip after on. He's doing it on purpose. Anyway, in 2001, I'm not an expert on the subject, but this is just what I remember. You can all look all this up for yourself. In fact, I encourage you to do it. Look at that. He just keeps tossing it on me. It's even wet from his spit. Apparently, in this journal, RFK Jr. had gone to like some kind of black tie dinner for the late Christopher Reeves. For those of you who don't know, Christopher Reeves was the original Superman, the actor that portrayed Superman. He got injured in a horse accident. Horse, he was, I don't know if it was training video or something. He got injured and he was paralyzed for a long time and he finally died. But anyway, that's not the juicy part. The juicy part is RFK Jr. apparently had a list of 37 different women that he was cheating on his wife with. I don't remember her name. Well, and it doesn't really matter. I mean, you can look that up for yourself. But she apparently offed herself in that divorce in 2000. I don't know. Maybe it's 2012 when she offed herself, I think. Anyway, apparently she hung herself. And apparently she allegedly found this journal that had these 37 entries. And it's real weird how he'd put numbers like a 1 through 10, 10 meaning full blown, intercourse. I'm trying to watch my language on certain things. I don't want to get zapped. But if it had a 10 next to it, it was someone he banged, and if it was a 1, it was something else. If it was a 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever, it was something else. But like 16 of them had a 10 next to them, and I just thought, how strange. And then Owen was talking about the reason his voice was bad. Maybe this part's a joke. Maybe there's something to it. But apparently he was a heroin addict. And he had gotten arrested back in the 80s for heroin possession. And I'm not going to knock a guy for ever being an addict. There's, let's face it, most of the world's addicted to something, whether it's pills or online porn or alcohol or a combination of all of it. But apparently he was arrested for it. Again, I'm not knocking the guy for uh, someone becoming an addict. But apparently it was a big deal. You know, his dad got shot, or yeah, shot in '68, I think, like 5 years after his uncle got killed. And so RFK, he's just a few years older than my dad. So he's at the time he had to been a teenager, to lose your uncle and then lose your dad um, and then more. There's another Kennedy that was killed. I think it was John Kennedy's son. He killed in an airplane accident about 15 years ago, I think, something like that, 15, 20 years ago. And then another Senator Kennedy was involved, Ted Kennedy. He's famous for the Chappaquiddick River incident where this woman drowned. Apparently, he was having an affair and she was going to talk, and she just drowned, and they all turned the other way. So anyway, those are just some little strange tidbits that I've like. You'd think the news would report stuff like this, but I posted it to my Facebook, and most of my friends that I keep up with, they're kind of like me. They're into that, digging for weird information, and they know a lot of things about stuff that the common person, even myself, that's how I find out this stuff. They're like, everybody's like shocked, like, oh my god, I've supported this guy for years. I've always liked, and I have to admit, I've liked some of the things he's talked about. I like some of his policies. I really have. But then about 6 months ago, RFK Jr. himself came out, and he admitted himself that he flew on the Lolita Express. And for those of you that don't know, the Lolita Express was the name of the airplane that belonged to Jeffrey Epstein, the famous, infamous bad guy. I guess I'll leave it at that. You'd have to be under a rock not to know who Epstein Island is. And he admits to being on the plane. So now that I know, and I can only assume he admitted to that because that's such a hot topic, you better, come out with it ahead of time so it doesn't, get thrown in your face in a debate or something. And I don't see a lot of people talking about it, but now I know he's apparently got a serious sex addiction. And at one point, who knows how bad his heroin addiction was, and he was admits to have been on the Epstein plane. There's just something that just doesn't add up. So, anyways, this little shit. I mean, he's going to town, just peppering me with this stuff. He wasn't doing it all day today. I mean, a little bit, not this much. Hey, hey, cut it out, little shit. Can y'all see that stuff just flying off? It literally just hit me in the face. Oh, something else while I got y'all here. I've heard about this before. Did you know that trees that grow this close together, and these trees are literally like 3 to 5 feet apart? I'm sitting there watching them sometimes when the wind blows. They don't ever touch. When there's no wind, like if there's a high wind, obviously they'll touch. But I would just sit there watching as rank as and wide as all these branches are. Y'all can't tell from here, but I've watched them. None of the leaves ever touch. What is he doing? He won't stop. I think he knows what he's doing. He thinks it's funny. Anyway, that's my tidbit for the day, and now I'm going to get to questions. Again, the name of this, in case you didn't notice or haven't been watching, is Ask Me Anything Except How Are My Cheerins? Because I'm not going to talk about my cheerins any more than what's already in the public domain, and it's for privacy reasons. They're grown adults now, and I'm just not, other than to say they're fine, they're fine. Um, I guess I'll just start up at the top. Saban Afzal, how are your kids? That's what I'm talking about. Dorian Mabry, hello, Mr. Dorian. What's up, Caleb? How's it going? Going well. Just Jennifer, it's beautiful out there. It absolutely is, Just Jennifer. That's why I'm staying up here. I'm doing kind of a social experiment slash survival experiment. For those of you who don't know, just tuned in. Long story short, y'all know what I went through at the family court. Got screwed over, lost everything, got jailed for being a good dad, lost my business, lost my houses, lost my cars, lost everything. Had a two tiny houses. I've still got one that Blaine's in South Florida, and I sold one, and I put all the proceeds that, or most of them, into cryptocurrency, which is another topic I'll be talking about maybe today, and certainly the entire reason I'm here in this beautiful Wyoming area is because I'm literally homeless now. I mean, technically, I still own the one that Blaine's in, but there's more. This is a kind of experiment. I've gone. This is day number 7. I'm out here. Been out here about a full week, so I've saved about, depending on which hotel you get, 6, 7, $800 for a cheapie. That's $700 I haven't spent. It's living free. Obviously, it's very, very outside of this phone is the most high tech thing out here. No indoor plumbing, no electricity, nothing. I've got a battery pack that I charge with solar, and it charges my phone. I'll charge it in the car sometime, which is parked over there about a mile, mile and a half away. I make 1 or 2 trips down. I go to town, get me a whole roast or rotisserie chicken and some hall water up here, and I'm just having the best time of my life. Not spending anything on any money except for food and phone bill. Email Bacon. Would you rather be smart and beautiful or dumb and ugly? That's a no-brainer, man. I think you got those swapped around. I'd rather be smart and beautiful. Who wants to be dumb and ugly? Mary C., how old's your son now? One of them, Parker's 25, Blaine's 21 next week, and Haynes 23. Lund is 19, or about to be 19. John Groman, hello, Caleb. Saab JC01, hi, buddy, how's it going? It's going well. Just Jennifer, we just had a serious thunderstorm blew over us in this part of Wyoming. Oh, Just Jennifer, which part of Wyoming are you at? I heard one of an ex-girlfriend of mine text me, and one of her sons was in near Pinedale yesterday and said there's fires everywhere. She said, be careful, watch out for fires. I haven't seen any. I saw some haze, but I haven't smelled any smoke. Saban Afzal, not talking about that. Roll Tide Roll. Hello from Natchez, Mississippi. Cool. I've driven through Mississippi, but I've never spent a lot of time there. Just Jennifer, I want a hammock now. I bought this off of Amazon. No, I got this. I take it back. They have them on Amazon. I got this one at REI. It's a hiking superstore. It's like the Walmart or Amazon physical store of hiking. And this thing weighs like a pound or pound and a half, all folded up about that big. And it's rated for like 400 pounds. So an average American can fit on it. Mary C., I was looking at your video. Your ex-wife, mom, call you, play with your fingers? I'm looking at your video. Your ex-wife, mom, call you? No, my ex-wife's mother's not in any of my videos. Jamie Borg, hello, Caleb. Hello, Miss Dan and Daytera. God almighty. That's a big chunk. Oh, he's right behind me. Will you go on? Little shit. Hey, Caleb, something traumatic happened to me yesterday, so I'm glad to be here watching you to chill. It's relaxing. Dannon, what happened? Well, don't reveal it here if you don't want to. Email me. I'm sorry to hear that. Virginia Clark, hi, Caleb. How are you getting on? I'm remarkably well. I've got a bad back, and a guy with a bad back, I was dreading having to come out here. I love camping, but I was dreading having to sleep on the ground. I've got a small, tiny air mattress, like really thin, and an underlayer. But surprisingly, my back feels, I mean, I still feel it, but it feels fine. I'm actually pleasantly shocked. Roll Tide Roll, you need to come to Natchez, Mississippi in October for the hot air balloon races. Brett Michaels is supposed to be our singer for that weekend. Oh, cool. Old school. Maybe. If it's late October, I might. If it's still hot as the devil's asshole in October, Mississippi, I ain't coming. I'm tired of the heat. JRC Productions says hello. Saab JC01, do you drink Lipton tea? Oh, occasionally. I'm more just a coffee, water. Even that, it's decaf. But yeah, I'll drink some tea. Um, Roll Tide Roll says, I do. Sob. Jennifer Horace, Trump needs to win this November, honestly. Um, Without getting too political, because I don't want to. I mean, I can get political. Believe me, I've got my opinions. I come from the libertarian side. Out of the three, he's the least likely to be controlled by a foreign nation. Even though I don't like a lot of his policies, I do admire the guy. At least he does, love this country. And again, in my opinion, he's the least likely to be controlled by that one tiny country that seems to run everything else. Whose name I probably shouldn't even say. You can probably figure it out. Or figure it out yourself. Roll Tide Roll says, yes, Jennifer Sob JC. I was sorry about yesterday forcing you to say goofy words. Well, thanks. Somebody's strange is texting me. I don't know who you are. Yeah, I'm not into that. Uh, Reticent Robbie? Oh, it was retracted. Virginia Clark. Biden was in France for the 80th anniversary of D-Day. I saw that, and apparently he was with Macron and his wife, and he looked like he shit himself. Roll Tide Roll. I'm ready for SEC football season. Y'all have at all that football stuff you want. I'm just no hate. I'm not a football guy, and I love Caleb Leverett. I promise I won't force you to say a goofy word. Thank you. Jennifer Horace. I bet Parker's voting Trump like the Chad that he is. Yeah, I guess it's safe to say, yeah, he's more. We're much more aligned with not Trump himself, but the type of people, and not the hillbilly hicks that are uneducated and have three teeth. Again, I don't want to get this too political. Even maybe one day I will have a political rant where I'll just really give y'all how I really believe. Again, I come from the libertarian anarchist side. I was raised Republican. I was raised Baptist for that. I'm a Christ lover. I'm a Christ supporter. A Christian. I lost my way for a while because I was pissed that they took my son. Turned away from Republican politics completely. Doesn't mean I joined Democrats at all. I just went total anarchist. But anyway, that's a different topic. Thank you for the chat. He is. Virginia Clark, unbelievable. Some Americans have survived age of 100 and even older. Yeah, there's a Netflix documentary I watched about 6 months ago, and I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. And there's a guy that he went around to all different countries, or not even countries, more specifically areas even within countries that had the highest rate of centenarians. And he was finding out what their lifestyle was, what their diet was, what their divorce rate was, what their income was. And I can't, if I remember it, I'll comment and I'll pin it. Jennifer Horse, I'm addicted to you, Dadsy. Okay, thanks. Virginia Clark, yes, he was, unfortunately. The family is cursed, I think. I'm not sure what we're talking about there. I'm sorry, I'm going through too many at a time. Yasa, I'm not sure how to say that. My feet smell like ranch dressing. Okay. Virginia Clark, like the royal family of England. Jennifer Horse, I just want Trump to be back, man. I hate gas prices right now. I don't know that obviously they don't have direct price control, but it is no lie. At the end of Trump's reign for his first 4 years, I think gas was $1.80 something. I mean, again, that's I'm not going to give or take credit or responsibility for that, but yeah, people do notice that. Hello, Mr. Tory. Need a show that just goes down rabbit holes. Well, I'll tell you what, Tori, if you want a show that goes down rabbit holes, I'm glad you brought that up, because one of my other sources about some other things that I'm going to be talking about, not today, but days coming from here, is his name is Ian Carroll. And many of you may not know his name, but if you're a TikToker at all, you've probably, a lot of people call him Mr. TikTok. He's since moved over a lot of his content over to Twitter. And that man goes down some rabbit holes. I mean, crazy. The craziest one I ever found that he went down was he found this. I don't even, I'm going to have to watch it again. I don't even want to go into it because I don't want to butcher it. Long story short, there's a big drug trade that Bush Sr. was involved in, and there's this guy, General something, I can't remember his name, and they, the some drug lord killed a bunch of his guys, and it pissed him off. And he basically wrote a letter to George Bush Sr. back when he was president and said, "I'm going to go kill so and so." And he signed his name to it, and he did it. And actually, he didn't do it. He broke into his house, cut the man's testicles off, shot him up with cocaine, and stuffed his testicles in his mouth and taped him shut, and he lived. And he wound up going to prison. He was the president of some Central American country, which I can't remember. But anyway, Tori, if you're wanting some rabbit holes, this guy, he research his favorite hobby is reading old books written about the CIA. He's a he's a citizen journalist, and he's really really good. Again, his name is Ian Carroll. His handle is cancel this clothing company. I don't know why he calls it that. He used to do he used to expose big corporations and anyway, back to where I was. Jennifer Horse, I heard Leo Convoy wants to debate you. Um, I don't know who that is. Who is Leo Convoy? Virginia Clark. I'm up for debate. I think, unless he's some pedophile or something, then I don't want anything to do with him. But Virginia Clark, what time is it there? It's midnight here in UK. It is 5:27. People in UK are, I believe, 7 hours ahead of me right now. CJ Gray, how goes it, Caleb? Going well. Jennifer Horse, why do men have it harder? I don't know why we have it harder, and that's kind of a loaded question. It depends on who you ask. Some men do, some men don't. Some women do, some women don't. For our ability, we do what we can do compared to women, and that's not a slam. This isn't a sexist comment. We just happen to be stronger than women in general. Um, I don't know. I don't know. And again, that's kind of a loaded question. I don't. There's the women who hate me, but they'd get mad at me anyway. They'd say, "You're so full of it. Women always have it harder. That's why we couldn't even vote for the longest time. We couldn't have a credit card without our husband's signature." And yeah, now look where we're at. Virginia Clark, can you travel now? Have you got your passport back? You said you wanted to visit Europe. I have not. That is part of the reason I'm here, not spending any money on rent or utilities or any of that crap. Is I'm throwing every dime that I get from my channel, from odd jobs that I do, into crypto, just waiting on the bull run. That's an entire topic I can probably talk, or I could, I know I could. I won't do it today, but I'm waiting on the bull run. I'll just leave it at that. As soon as I pay off the extortion fee to the Attorney General of Texas via my ex-wife and give her $46,000 that she just has to have to go buy another house or something, I will get my passport, and yes, I'm coming to Europe. Jennifer Horace, have you accepted Jesus into your life yet? Actually, yes, I did that as a child, and like I said, I was raised in the Baptist church. I, for about 10 years, when they stole my son, I was bitter and angry, and I just rejected all things. I just assumed it's a blank slate, and I had to find out everything that I could on my own and not listen to what others told me. And I've come to realize that there most certainly is a higher power, in my opinion. And everyone is free to believe however you want. If you're a Muslim on here, great. I'm fine with that. If you're agnostic, great. If you're an atheist, great. If you're a Buddha, great. If you worship the dark crystal, okay, whatever. This is just me. I have realized that Christ is king, and yes, I am a Christian. Nyla Russell, can I have a shout out, please? I've watched all videos. I really love your videos. Well, Nyla Russell, I hope I said your name right. Thank you for watching all my videos. So, JC, do you like Twinkies? Abso-freaking-lutely not. Those things are. I get asked that a lot by people that don't know what Twinkies are, particularly people in the UK for some reason. The little cakes, they're you can just they never rot. Some people say they're atomic bomb proof. So no, they're absolutely terrible for you, and I wouldn't be caught dead eating them. Ramona Greenlee says hi. Dre, what's Parker doing? He's being an adult. Jennifer Horace, is Parker back with that Regina girl? I have no idea who Regina is, and even if I did, I couldn't talk about it. CJ Gray, I hope it's not weird to say. I haven't been following you for a long time, but you seem like a great and strong man who's been dealt an unfair hand for far too long. I hope in the near future there's dot dot dot. I assume this continue. I guess you can't put too much in one comment. I don't know. Well, thank you. In my opinion, yes, I don't deserve my kids and I don't deserve what happened to us. But then again, I've also learned in my struggles that the greatest of not just men but women too in history were almost always dealt some of the hardest pain, and as hard as it is to go through, in a weird, not a sycophant way, but in a weird way, I'm glad. I'm not glad I went through it. I'm glad I made it. Thank you. Icy Pixel. I live in Laredo, Texas, and it's 114. Yuck. I've been to Laredo, way down south, and you. I started to say you couldn't pay me enough to go down there. You could pay me enough, but it would have to be a lot of damn money because I do not like it. As you can see, I am in my shorts, but I got my cute little blankie on me because it's a little chilly here. I got my light jacket on, so it's a little chilly here. That's why I'm here. I won't go to the heat. I'm done. CJ Gray, you become a billionaire or get gifted a yacht or something just as extreme. LOL. You deserve it, bud. Well, I don't think I'll ever be a billionaire, but I do, CJ Gray, I do have a long or midterm goal as I do want to someday be worth 8 figures. Jamie Borg, when did you first notice the Parker movie was going viral? I didn't notice until the next day. At the time, um, I recorded that and I held on to it for like 2 or 3 weeks. I had no intention of ever releasing it ever. I didn't want to. I wanted to use it. Basically, I wanted to use it as I wanted to use it as not collateral. I wanted to use it in court, saying, "Hey, if you'll just let him live with me, I won't publish this or show it to the judge. Like, judge, I'm not kidnapping my son. Look, I've got it all. It's unedited. That's what I wanted to use it for. But she and Jason May went crazy on me, and I released it. Um, I I'd picked up the kids for my weekend. Obviously, Parker's living with me at the time because he drove off with me. I picked up the other kids, and I had got pissed off at her for some stunt that they pulled that I've talked about. I don't go into detail because I've talked about it in past uh, podcasts from a couple of years ago. But long story short, they pissed me off, and so I published it. I picked up the kids right before we went to bed. I turned it on. Made it live like at, I don't know, 10 p.m. We went to bed, and the next morning we were headed up to my parents' place in Ruidoso, New Mexico. And at the time, I'd only had like 100 subscribers. Any video I'd ever put out only had like 100, 150 views. I woke up next morning and had 7,500 views, and it was wild. I was like, oh my God, what just happened? And then the next day it had 15,000. The next day it had 30,000. The next day it had 60. It doubled every day for like almost a week. Skullator, yep, he's not bought. I'm not sure you're talking about, and I realize I'm way behind on comments, but I'm not sure you're talking about. Sosa, How's your son doing? If you don't mind me asking, I do mind you asking. He's great, and that's about all I can say. That hence the name of the the live here is ask me anything except how my children are doing. It's for privacy reasons. Chicken Nugget 34 say skip not doing that. Yeah, I'm not gonna do the samey stuff. Y'all, so just forget it. Sob JC, do you watch Aqua Team Hunger Force? Nope, I never heard of it. Tori, let me know when the Libertarian Anarchist show is gonna happen here. Um, it's probably not because I'm done with libertarians. I just the if what the modern definition of a libertarian is as espoused by who they nominated as their guy, some weirdo wimp with zero testosterone named Chase or something Chase, his first or last name, I can't even remember his name. No, I'm done with them. Do you watch Family Guy? I've seen it. I watched a few episodes in jail. There's a lot of people that say, "Oh, Mighty May looks like the guy from Family Guy." Icy Pixel, it's not just about the president and the raising of gas prices. It's because of COVIDs. Okay. Since I am behind on uh, since I am behind on comments, I'm not sure of the context there. Sob JCO1, girls love strong men. I'm not a girl. I don't know. I assume you are. Marley, I'm scared. Okay. I'm sorry to hear that. Dana De Terra, I sent you a message about what happened. Thanks for asking. Also, that squirrel is hilarious. Yeah, he's finally gone now, little shit. Angels. Hello, Miss Angel. What's up? I caught you live. You're in a better mood than I am today. Still working on getting more fiat. She's my crypto buddy. We're going through this hell together, watching all the news, and there's this funny uh, cat meme, video meme of the cats. You ever seen cats? How they just go, they don't meow. Sometimes they go. Well, somebody's doing a voiceover, and it's a Bitcoiner, and he's talking about needing more fiat. It's not funny to anybody if you hadn't seen it, so I shouldn't even talk about it. Sub JC, I will always watch your live Ask Me Anything videos. Well, thank you. I'm from San Antonio. Oh, nice. Or, well, I guess. I mean, we lived there for a while. We lived in a little trailer park, or I did, when I got tired of making that trip back and forth called Bronig Lake RV Park in, well, it's the suburb just south in the southern part of San Antonio shit, I can't think of the name. Bronig RV Park. I forgot the name of the town. Alana Lloyd, hi, how's it going? It's going well. I can't complain. Karen Van Kentfort, it is hot, hot, hot in Houston. I know. That's why I don't live there, and I'll never come back to the South. Y'all are nuts for living down there. How old is Parker now? From Olivia Monahan. He's 25. CJ Gray, kudos. I'm going for your 8-figure goal. Good. Good. We should get sober, get rich. That's what basically, in a nutshell, that's what men have to do. I assume CJ is a man. Um, yes. Thank you, Dannon. No, Saab JC. No, I'm a boy. Oh, okay. Well, obviously, there's no way I could have known that. MX, what's your favorite song? Um, Only Time by Enya. In fact, that whole album, A Day Without Rain, is just that's my go-to. It's the only CD I own anymore. My old car still has a CD player in it. I know that's old. I remember when there's no such thing as CDs and they came out. In fact, here's a little tidbit for you. The very first artist, and I might be a little tiny bit off, but the very first artist to sell only CDs and transition to CDs and not selling cassettes, y'all know who it was? It was in like around 91, I believe, 90 or 91. It was Vanilla Ice, Ice Baby. True story. Again, I might be a little off on the time, or maybe it was the very first artist. He had something to do with the very first something on CDs. So yeah, Enya is my all-time favorite artist, song, everything. Ray, hello from Ohio. Hello, Ray. So I'll just see, what's your favorite thing to do? Um, Hell, I don't know. Raise hell. MX, hello from Wales. Cool. MX, what in the world is going on in Wales today? Trey Boyd, yo from Wyoming. Another one from Wyoming. That's two people have told me they're also in Wyoming. That's wild. CJ, oh no, I'm not. LO, I meant good for you on doing so. Oh, okay, on the my goals. What is your favorite TV show? It is House. In fact, I watch House. That's what I do every night. As soon as the sun goes down, I give it about 30 minutes, and then just before it starts to get dark, I crawl my happy ass in my little 36 square foot tent, and I watch episodes of House MD. It's on Amazon, and I've seen all 8 seasons, and there's been between 19 and 23 or 24 episodes per, and they're all hour long. Oh, I just love it. Absolutely love it. I've seen all of them many, 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 many times. Denon, The Memory of Trees, perfect album, in my opinion. Oh, is that an Enya? I don't know. She's got a lot of albums. I don't know them all. Make It on Broadway 013. How's Parker? He's great, I guess. Mirage Fame. Hi, Caleb. TJ, although it does sound nice, well, to be wealthy, yeah. Williams Best Memes YT YouTube. I'm here. Where can I find this place? What place? Where I'm at? Bighorn National Forest. It's north central Wyoming. Big Dumpy Truck 25. Caleb, if you were the last person on Earth, what would be the first thing you would do? The last person on Earth, what would be the first? I guess I'd have to get over the shock of being the last man on Earth. My balls are cut, so I couldn't find a chick and repopulate. So I don't know. I guess I'd go find maybe I'd go find Leonardo DiCaprio's yacht and just go sail it out in the middle of the ocean and just have fun. Jamie Board, what happened to the house in Odessa where Parker's mom used to live? Just curious. It's still there. A friend of mine actually lives a few doors down from there. I went and visited her a couple years ago, and it was really strange to see it. It was really, really strange to see it. It's still there. Williams Best Memes, hello from Texas. Mirage Fame, hello from Northern Ireland. Golly, this is so cool. Northern Ireland, that's another place I just cannot wait to visit. Ugh, I'm just giddy. Ford F-250, not sure what that means. MX, nothing much happening in Wales currently. It's double lot 40. Yeah, there's a lot of you Brits are all up late. I'm flattered, like genuinely flattered that people that stay up late to watch me run my mouth. Rad Shack Jack, hey Caleb. Ford F Series Super Duty, I don't know what that means. Make it. I'm not talking about House Parker. He's great. All right, I'm skipping some of this truck stuff. I love your personality. Well, thank you very much. I'm trying to be a happy-go-lucky guy, but I can be very, very blunt if I have to be. Have you owned 3 diesel trucks before? I've owned a diesel truck. It was I've always been a Chevy guy. Mirage Fame, have you ever had chicken fried steak? Well, duh, what kind of these questions are these? Jazz, hello from Kentucky. It's double lot 43 here, and I wouldn't miss this stream for anything. Okay, well, thank you. I actually made it to the bottom of the questions here, so we're 44 minutes in. I guess that'll pretty much do me for today. I'm still trying to kind of figure out how I'm going to do this, and I think I'm always watching new shit on Twitter anyways, so I think that's what I'm going to do. I'll just come on here once a day at 5 o'clock Mountain Time or midnight England time and give my little interesting tidbits. I'll try to find something interesting as often as I can, and if that's something you'd like, you can look it up on your own and see what y'all think. Um, Trey Boy, do you still live in Texas? Absolutely freaking not. I will never go back to Texas. I just do not like Texas at all. I've just got they left a terrible taste in my mouth. William's best meme says accent is perfect for his personality. I've got a hillbilly accent. Dannon, have a good one. Always good to see you live. Thank you, Dannon. You've just always been. Dannon's one of those ones like Mazin, just been around. Dorian Mabry, just been around. Miss Mary, been around since I was doing this Tuesday. Started doing these live seriously 2 years ago. So yeah, that's what I'm going to start doing. Find out just interesting tidbits, stuff that I come across that I find interesting that I'll pass on that you don't necessarily see in mainstream media. Again, for some reason, my channel was suddenly blessed with the ability to tag products. I don't know what any of these products are. I don't use them, but it's there. And so, what the hell? I get to pick. Today's options was between, it's like usual, some kind of Crocs or running water bottles or ladies' sundresses. And today I chose the sundresses again because I just like ladies in sundresses, always have. Um, Doozer Christ 619, bro. Are you okay if you get attacked by a bear? Yep, I got my pistol, man. There's only black bears here, so there's no grizzlies. There occasionally they come over here, but from best I can tell from talking to the locals, they're not supposed to. They're supposedly not indigenous here. They're not supposed to be here, and people don't tolerate them, so they just kill them, or they transport them back up to Yellowstone, or somewhere else in the Rockies. But black bears apparently are more frightened of humans than we are of them. So I mean, I'm not looking to see a bear. I'd like to see one. I just don't. I don't want. I don't need. I want to stay away from the bears as much as possible. But just in case, yes, I do have a pistol. Um, Fourth Light can come to Cerro Gordo, California, to hike. California is absolutely beautiful, but unfortunately, the politicians there and the wokies have just ruined it. And I'm sorry. I want to. I do. If I do come back, I did go to California last year. Drove through it, walked through Hollywood, did a live where I walked through the Hollywood Walk of Fame or whatever. And I'll never go back. But if I do go back to California, it will only be to see the the giant red oaks, the red oak forest. That'd be about the only thing I'd want to go see. Do you take any protein powder? I used to. Not much into it anymore. I have some with me that was in my pack. Fortunately, I've got access to chicken, so I don't really take it since I don't need it. William's best memes. I was have expecting to him to ask why my YouTube name was so long. It doesn't matter. There's all kinds of weird names. Nice talking to you. Thank you very much, Sob Jace. Trey Boyd, wait, you're in Wyoming right now? Yep, that's exactly where I'm at. No grizzlies and whales? That's wild. Yep, I would imagine. I don't guess y'all have any kind of bears there. It's a ghost town. Yeah, it's in the mountains. Juliet Martinez just watched the video of Parker. LOL. Well, thank you, Juliet. Juliet. I don't know how you pronounce your name. Juliet. I'll just call you Juliet. Well, thank you. If you're so inclined, you want to see what happened next, watch where Parker gets stolen from. You can watch Parker versus the Man, and grab a box of tissues because you'll need it. So, looks like you're up by Jackson. No, I'm on the east side. I'm in. I was in Jackson about 3 weeks ago, and I love Jackson. Jackson, I was in Pinedale, just south of Jackson, but I'm in the Bighorn. So get a fry when you get to the UK or Northern Ireland. Okay, you mean a chip? Fish and chips. I'm looking forward to it. I'm fascinated by UK culture. That's where half my heritage comes from. I'm part German and part English slash Irish. I really don't even know. And I know English and Irish people will roll their eyes when you lump them together, but forgive me for being a dumb American. Have you visited anywhere in the UK? Not yet, but I'm going to. One of these days, I'm going to get there. If nothing else, I'm going to go see Chardonnay. Anyway, y'all, we're pushing 50 minutes. I'm going to get out here. Y'all take care, and I shall see you tomorrow at 5 Mountain Time. Consider not hitting your cheerings. Bye.